What's happening YouTube? My name is Alex and welcome to a new review. For today I have yet another cheap action camera from China called the SooCoo S33WS. And even though this is an older camera, it still records better than that camera that we had on the channel yesterday. So this one, it's using a Novatec 96655 processor, which is an older processor, and that's why it can only record at 1080p at 30 frames per second. But that could be enough depending on what you're planning to do with this little camera. The good thing about this camera is the fact that it is a bit smaller than most action cameras from China, and the build quality is much better as well. The camera comes in a very cool carrying case, and for a camera that costs only about $40, that's not something that we see every day. Inside that carrying case, you're going to find a waterproof case, and the manufacturer says that you can take that up to 30 meters in the water and it's going to be okay. I haven't tried it, but that's what the manufacturer says. We even find the 8 gig memory card, and again, that's not something that we find with most action cameras. Aside from that, we're going to find a whole bunch of mounts, straps and stickers, so you can basically place the camera anywhere. As I mentioned before, the build quality for this camera is slightly better than most cheaper action cameras from China. So this one, it's made out of this rubberized plastic that feels kind of premium. It reminds me of a GoPro, if that makes any sense. So on the front, we're going to find the lens, the power button and an LED. On top, you're just going to find the recording button or the OK button. And there is also another LED on top there that will stay on whenever the camera is charging. On one side, we'll find the HDMI output and the USB port for charging, and the slot for an SD card. And on the other side, we're just going to find a button for the Wi-Fi and another LED and a microphone. At the bottom, we have a little plastic door and a removable 900 mAh battery, and this battery will let you record for about an hour and 20 minutes at 1080p. The good thing about this camera is the fact that you can still record whenever you are charging the camera. So if you have a power bank and you are charging the camera whenever you are recording, it will still work. And lastly, on the back of the camera, we're going to find a slightly smaller screen than what we're used to from action cameras from China. So we have a 1.5-inch screen that doesn't have the absolute best resolution or viewing angles. And we're also going to find some buttons on the right-hand side of the screen. Before we go any further, I wanted to touch on the camera's Wi-Fi. So this camera can make a Wi-Fi network, and you can connect to that Wi-Fi network with your smartphone. And this way you'd actually be able to see anything that the camera sees right on your smartphone. However, you can connect to that Wi-Fi network, and after you connect, if you try to access the camera from the app, it's not gonna work. I did a quick search on Google and I've seen that a lot of people are complaining about the same thing. So this time I'm gonna say that the Wi-Fi for the camera doesn't exactly work. So if you're going to buy this camera so you can use it on your smartphone, you might as well look at another camera, because there is a good chance the Wi-Fi is not gonna work. The settings menu, it's divided in picture taking mode, and you're gonna find the same options that you've seen for past action cameras. So you can change the picture size, you can change the ISO, the white balance and so on. And video recording mode. The only feature worth mentioning in the video recording mode, it's what they call a collision sensor. So basically whenever the camera shakes a bit harder, it will start recording, and that could be a good feature if you're planning to use this as a dash cam. Aside from that, all the settings are pretty normal, like from all other action cameras that we've seen in the past. And lastly, we have like a general settings mode where you can format the SD card inside the camera, or you can change the languages. And there are some languages available there that you can choose. At the beginning of the video, I told you that this camera records better than the camera that we had on the channel yesterday, and that's true. The first test that I did was try out the microphone, and this is how the microphone sounds. Good day everyone, this is a very quick microphone test with this new camera that I'm trying out. So there is no other noise here except for my voice, and I'm holding the camera in my hand, so about 25 to 30 centimeters away from me. So this is how the microphone sounds. So even though the sound recorded from the microphone it's not the absolute loudest, it is decent enough, and you can actually use it. Next I'm going to show you some footage taken in daytime, and I think it's good enough for a camera that costs about $40, but I'll let you guys decide. And lastly, for low light recordings, I think the footage is kind of unusable because it's just way too dark and you can't really see anything. But I'll let you guys check it out and decide for yourselves. And this is a quick test for low light recording. So it's time to conclude this video. So for a camera that costs about $40, all the stuff that comes with it, it's nice to have. But if you're looking for a better quality, more frames per second and some better low light recordings, you should probably look somewhere else. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to press that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.